I'm Morgan from Pack Hacker, and in this video we're taking a look at the WANDRD Rogue 9-liter sling, which I've been testing for 2 weeks. If you find this video helpful, hit subscribe so that we can continue making content that helps you travel smarter. Let's jump in. So the exterior is made with this super robust tarpaulin material, as well as the rest of the bag. Like the bottom has a 840D junior ballistic nylon and 1680D ballistic nylon with a 5 PM coating. And all that basically to just say that this is very durable, very robust, and will do a fantastic job of protecting your gear from the elements. And it's also very densely padded as well. So even like minor drops, falls, accidental bangs to like up against walls, etc. It really does like a great job of protecting, and especially living in a house with animals, I can definitely attest that it's very easy to clean too. I've not had any super major issues with like hair or lint being like stuck to anywhere in the bag. It's really easy to just wipe off. The only detriment that I will say is that the tarpaulin material is robust, but it will kind of show abrasions and scratches a little bit, as you can kind of see here. Just like setting it down on the ground, it has like a minor scratch, and it's not like a huge issue, but just something to keep in mind. The zippers are YKK, and the main compartment zipper and the front compartment zipper both have AquaGuard coatings to really ensure weather resistance, which I found super helpful, just in case you get caught out in the rain. There are no attachment points on this bag. There are these compression straps which you can use to kind of cinch down extra gear to the front, although it's already a little front heavy, so I would just be a little cautious with that. But they do exist for that purpose. And then I suppose their side grab handles could be attachment points as well. They're just like a simple basic folded over nylon. They're not like the most secure, so your stuff might kind of dangle a little bit, but they do work really well as grab handles, especially just like maneuvering the bag left and right. And then on top is a extra sturdy grab handle with this like X formation basically, and it's decently soft. It's not like the most comfortable, but it'll definitely, it works nicely to kind of just maneuver the bag from the top. So the shoulder straps are super comfortable. I really like the design of these. As you can see, they have this, I think they call it a 5-point rotating attachment system, and it works really well to kind of contour to your body and the way that you're wearing it, because you can wear this sling as a sling, a messenger style, or a waist pack. And so this really just kind of adds to the flexibility. And it has this nicely padded shoulder strap with air mesh as well, and then a lot of densely foam padded, as well as like a little air channel here on the back, which does a really good job of making it feel like extra comfortable. And usually with like these types of pads, it can be a little annoying because it kind of forces you into wearing it a specific way. But this system allows you to remove the sides like so and switch them. That way, if you prefer to wear it on one side or the other, you can really customize it to make it suit your needs basically. And these are super easy to use with just like a push of the button. Let's see. The shoulder strap also has this plastic buckle in the middle for easy detaching. I found this super helpful, especially when wearing a coat or a jacket. And then finally, this plastic buckle attaches to a stabilizer strap that's built in and hidden underneath here. And so this comes and can be attached like so, just to provide a little bit more stability, especially for those that go jogging or specifically like riding a bike. This worked really, really well for that. And if you don't want it, you can always just remove it from this end and restuff it back into this panel. So this is what it looks like on. It has a pretty big form factor, and it's kind of, it's pretty big. It extends out a nice amount, but that's because of the padded protection and the structure of the cube inside. But it's still very comfortable, especially with the little grips or the little wingtips that kind of ease the overall like strap on both sides here. And so I found this to be super comfortable, specifically as like a crossbody sling, and with the shoulder pad. I never had any issues with it being uncomfortable, and the grab handles make it super easy to slide from front to back. And then as like a messenger bag, it was okay. Configuring the straps for like messenger to crossbody to waist pack does take a little bit of practice though. Taking a look at some of the pockets on this sling, starting off with the front, here with this nice zipper pull and the YKK Aqua Guard. It has a decent amount of space in here. I found it really good for everyday items like a wallet, gum, and lip balm. As you can kind of see, it's not like the most spacious, but it is really nice for everyday essentials. And then it also has a included or built-in key leash with just a simple plastic carabiner. And I found this really nice just because of the way you can press the button in order to access the inside instead of having to like use your finger to do that. And then it also rotates, which is very nice. And then inside it also has like this little divider so that you can keep the keys nice and secure in one side and then the rest of your stuff on the other. So I would have no issue like storing my phone in here. That's like a common issue where I'm concerned about like my keys and my phone being in the same pocket and the key scratching at my phone. So I really like that addition. This does have, in addition to like the exterior attachment points, a water bottle and tripod holder, which I found pretty cool actually. It's located here on the bottom. And so this super dense or super robust material has hook and loop fasteners, which allow it to expand like so. And then inside you can unclip one end or both if you want. And you can store a water bottle here. And with these elastic ends, it is really easy to cinch it down to close the opening to make sure that it doesn't come out. And then you just hook it back in and you have a nice water bottle or tripod holder. It does take a little bit of finessing, just trying to make sure that it stays closed. When I use this in like testing, I never had any issues with the water bottle coming out. It stayed secure, and even as a sling, if it's like to one side, it never came out, which I definitely appreciated. And so when not in use, it's super easy to, like I said, remove the water bottle and then just fold it down and keep it closed, and it is more or less out of the way entirely. The other really cool aspect of this bag is this back pocket. So you can kind of use that as a slip pocket and store a phone in here, but it's designed to integrate with their laptop case. And so I found it to be really flexible in that I could use it for a slip pocket, or more commonly, I would stick my iPad. This is an 11-inch iPad with a Magic Keyboard. I would use this and stick it right here. And then if I wanted to kind of make sure it's like extra secure, it has this built-in G hook and it clips on to this part right here. And it just keeps everything nice and secure. There we go. And then if you want to bring like a bigger laptop with their integrated laptop case, this bottom here has another zipper right next to the water bottle pocket where it has an expandable gusset built in. So as you can kind of see there, my tablet fell to the bottom and it just has like a little bit of extra space, which is really cool. And so a like 16-inch MacBook Pro in the case preferably would be really well suited here. Although this doesn't have padding, so you want to be a little bit cautious about how like you let this fall if you don't have the case on it. The case is designed to have like a little bit of extra protection, and then this G hook just kind of secures it in place so that if you're wearing it as a sling or across the back of your body, it doesn't like tumble and there's no risk of it accidentally falling out. Taking a look at the main compartment, you can access it with a single zipper with this nice AquaGuard coating. And even with that coating, the zipper is still super smooth and super easy to use. It does kind of require a little bit of configuration since it has a single zipper. It kind of keeps all of the zippers for this bag, to be honest, on one side. So it just takes like a little bit of configuration when it comes to like how you wear the bag to make sure that the zippers are easily accessible if you don't want to swing the bag all the way to the front. Inside here on the lid of the main compartment is a nice zippered pocket with a nice amount of space. I found this to be super helpful for like a wallet, or I keep extra batteries in here. It has a nice amount of space, and I like the position of this zipper in the middle. The main compartment has a built-in camera cube, and so inside I just have my Canon EOS R, a 24-105 lens, and then a 35mm lens. And the dividers you can fully remove, and they have like this really nice design that allows them to kind of flex, and you can use these to make shelves basically. So if you wanted to further customize or put your camera or your equipment in there and it's like a little bit bigger, you can kind of customize it to suit the shape of like whatever you want. So I would do this and then stick my camera with the lens on. That way I can have like a quicker access and not have to like fumble around with connecting the two. If you don't want to use, if you just want to use this as like a space or like a cavern, you can take the dividers out entirely. But if you want to bring the dividers with you, there's a dedicated slip pocket right here where you can store them. Or I like to store other stuff here, like I have my SD card cases, but it has like a nice amount of space here. And then there's another one on this side as well. This is like a really solid board just to kind of, you know, keep the structure well maintained and contained like that. And so as you can kind of see, it's got like the whole panel's width. And so even behind the slip pockets, you can store a little bit more gear there. And then on the wall are 3 nice stretchy pockets. They work well for batteries. I would say this one requires like a little bit of finessing to get it in. So I primarily use these for SD cards. So smaller items like that I found work really well here. The floating design keeps them nice and secure, and then like the elastic stretchy mesh gusset, make sure that they don't like slip out in transit. So there you have it, the WANDRD Rogue 9-liter sling. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next video.